All right, so are you Trishad Tarrant? And this is 24 DCCR 1217. And Mr. Brewer, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
We will, Your Honor. Mr. Cook, by the way.
Mr. Cook, I'm so sorry. There's
Mr. Brewer was the guy that's actually on duty. He's on
Gotcha.
vacation.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. And Mr. Tarrant, before we get started, I'm going to make sure that we're all on the same page. I know the clerk had you swear in, but she said that you didn't answer out loud, so I want to make sure we are all clear, that the record's clear. So the best you can, would you please raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And it looks like in cause number 24-1217, the state has elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of the first-degree felony murder, and that's from May 21st of 2021. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they've charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Cook?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right, or not the district attorney, the state's attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement, is that an 8 or a 0? Is it 20?
20 years, Your Honor.
Okay. The pins are, make it a little bit funny.
Could you please get the 2 and put an 8?
Yes, sir.
Makes
Yes,
a
sir.
little bit of difference.
Yes, sir. And so do you understand, if I follow this agreement, you're waiving any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Tarrant is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of the first-degree felony offense of murder. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 20 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You do receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. That will run consecutive to cause number 16808 out of Van Zant County, Texas. I am going to hand you in just a second the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you have waived your right to appeal. You are also going to be handed a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition.
Okay.
I'm required to read this to you. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Cook. And it's my understanding that there is a victim impact statement. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's do this. If we can, Mr. Lewis, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to submit it to the court, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if somebody was here or if they
They're
wanted
watching on Zoom.
Okay,
They're watching the proceeding. I'm in communication with them. They are fine with me submitting it.
okay. Thank you. And did you want to read it out loud for them or just submit it to the court?
I can read it out loud.
Okay.
It's not very long.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And we'll go off the record.
I wanted to know why this happened. I was extremely sad and just miss him. I felt helpless because I knew I was never going to see him again. I wanted answers. I wanted to hug him. I thought he was only going to be at that facility 3 days and then he was going to be released. We even prepared his room for his arrival, but that day never came because he was murdered. My son was not a rebellious person. He had reconciled with the Lord and was ready to come home.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank y'all. You're free to go back with the bailiff.
Does he get these copies?
Yes, he can have those copies. All right, thank you.
Discovery certification that they need to sign as well.
Oh, okay. Mr. Cook, there is one more document we need him to sign, that discovery certification, real quick before y'all take him back. Y'all can do it back there or right there, wherever y'all want to go. In the back is fine. Good morning, ma'am. You're Kennedy Webb? And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Oh, Your Honor.
Ms. Webb, in cause number 25, DCCR 0258, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of a false alarm or report to emergency services from November 12th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And because you actually did what they charged you with? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
Yes.
And do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 2-year deferred adjudicated probation. There would be a $500 fine. You would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation, including not having contact with Tashelle McKinney and Lamar University. Do you understand?
Yes.
And do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, I understand.
Your Honor, just to clarify, this is under section 1244A. It's
That's correct, Judge.
punishable as a misdemeanor.
That's right, Judge.
So is it state jail felony,
Just punishment.
but punishment under a
Correct.
misdemeanor? So
Correct.
if there's a violation, it would be a state jail felony
Correct.
conviction,
Yes,
correct?
Correct.
So, we don't usually do these up front, so I just want to make sure. Misdemeanor punishment, so that's, okay. So, state tenors number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Webb is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Mr. Coleman, what's the state's position with regard to waiving pre-sentence report? Since it's a state jail, is there any
There's
history?
Zero criminal history, Judge.
Okay, so I'm going to waive the pre-sentence report. I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings for a period of 2 years. You order to pay the $500 fine, follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, this is an excellent opportunity, because at the end of the probation period, if you're successful, the case is dismissed. You'll never have a felony conviction on your record. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court. You could be found guilty of the offense, which is a felony, and it would be a felony conviction. You could be sentenced anywhere in the range of punishment under 1244, which is up to 1 year in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes,
I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. In just a minute, you'll just have a seat in the courtroom. There's a lady sitting right there at that desk. She's going to call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork.
Judge, just to be clear, there's also a provision for no contact with Tashelle McKinney. And
Yes.
also stay away from Lamar University.
Yes, I did mention.
She doesn't live here anymore. Yeah.
And another important thing to know, Ms. Webb, obviously this is something that sounds like it's out of character for you. I sign early terminations for probation all the time. So if you get busy, do everything you're supposed to, pay your fees, do your community service, do everything right, you can actually get off of this probation early as well. So make sure you get out there, do everything you're supposed to. If you don't live here, then you'll talk to probation about where you live. They'll transfer it where you live. The important thing about that is it's kind of double duty for you. You're going to report in person wherever you're living, but they're just supervising you as a courtesy is what it's called. Your probation's still here, and you're going to have to report here either by mail or online. So you need to make sure you do both, okay? All right, just have a seat here in the courtroom. She'll call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. And then Mark Hebert, Mr. Parker. Good morning, are you Mark Hebert?
Yes, ma'am.
My computer is going extra slow today.
What is the computer?
Me too, maybe, but the computer is winning on the slow, it's just
Doesn't seem to
spinning
be
now.
as busy today.
Huh?
Doesn't seem as crowded today.
No, it's kind of a smaller docket that we have. Okay, here we go. And will Mr. Hebert waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Will, Your Honor.
Mr. Hebert, in cause number 250455, you're charged with the third-degree felony offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more, from April 16th of 2024. The indictment alleges you were previously convicted of driving while intoxicated March 31st of 2010, and then after that, January 8th of 2013. And how do you plead to that charge? And are those prior convictions true?
Yes.
Did you enter your plea of guilty and true freely and voluntarily? And because you actually did what they've charged you with?
Speak up, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you reached is for a 5-year term in prison, but that would be probated for 5 years. You'd be on probation. There would be a $1,000 fine, and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Also, it looks like there would be a
This one,
dismissal,
misdemeanor.
a misdemeanor, what kind of case?
It's a harassment.
Okay.
I actually have the cause number now.
Judge, if I may hold off on that until sentencing, just so we
Sure.
can check into
Right.
this.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes.
State tenders number
No
1.
objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Hebert's not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you and your case, and then we will come back later for sentencing. You need to stop and talk to probation on your way out of the courtroom today, and she's sitting at that desk right there. All right, we'll see you at sentencing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't say that number, but I guess if they saw it, no. Okay. It does. Good morning, you're Gustavo Vasquez. All right, so we reset the case last week for sentencing on Mr. Vasquez's case. I have now myself made a phone call to Officer Clark at the Port Arthur Police Department last week, I think it was on Wednesday, and have not heard back. So that obviously leads me to believe that there is an issue if he's not calling the defendants back, but kind of feel like if a district judge calls you, you should call them back. So that I don't disagree that Mr. Vasquez, could possibly have done more, but I also don't disagree, and it sounds like even probation has seen evidence that Mr. Vasquez has tried to do what he's supposed to do. And so based on that, I find it hard to revoke a probation when it looks like he's trying. Today, what I'm going to do after docket, since I have not received that call back, is talk to Chief over there about what is going on, because it sounds like this is not the only case where there's some issues. I also know that I think Jody tried to call, correct, and also gave an email address and did not get a response either from probation from this Officer Clark. So that being said, what I'm inclined to do, because that is really the primary allegation, is continue the probation and have Mr. Vasquez continue to try, obviously, to register, but potentially maybe go on a higher caseloads so that he has to report more. If we can't get that done for some amount of time, at least he'll be reporting to you more often and things like that. Is there anything else that you can think of that would be appropriate at this point? We're about to talk also about treatment and some stuff like that. Okay, so Mr. Vasquez, obviously there's an issue with the reporting, but I still have some concerns because Dr. Asteris mentioned that your progress is below average and needs improvement, and that is not going to be acceptable after today. Do you understand? So you're going to do everything you're supposed to. You're going to continue to try to report, but I mean, regardless, or register, but regardless of that, you're going to do everything else on probation as well as possible. And below average and needs improvement is not going to be acceptable. It's just not. So you're going to, what I'm going to do is, again, find that you entered your plea of true to count 2 freely and voluntarily. Find that count true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty and revoke your probation. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue that probation. You're going to be moved to a different caseload where you have to report more often, at least for some amount of time until all of this gets worked out, okay? The concerns that I have are with you, and then I have just as big concerned with what's going on over there, because these are cases where obviously we need to know where everybody is. And if we don't have someone taking care of that in that office, then I think the community is at risk over there. And so I'm gonna work on that separately. Let's see, was there any, I made a note of something else. All right, that's really it, just the, all right, so you need to make sure you attend every appointment with Dr. Asteris, follow through with everything you're supposed to, engage in that, whether you think you need it or not, you're ordered to do it. And so just going and showing up and doing the minimum amount of work is not going to work, because if you don't complete that in an appropriate way, it's a violation of your probation, okay? All right, y'all.
I'd like to say, Judge, just, you need to continue to try to register.
Yes.
And keep notes of when you call and what happens, and report that to the probation officer, because she can try to help you. And that way she knows you're doing what you're trying to do what you're supposed to do, okay?
I would say call every week until we get it worked out, and you are every single week. Leave a message. If he doesn't answer, don't just hang up. Leave a message with your name, what you're trying to do, and then that way there's some records, and you write down every time you do that. Again, just like Mr. Parker said, let your probation officer know, and we'll hopefully get all that worked out. Okay? All right, y'all are free to go. Thank you. Yes, I forgot all about that. Good morning, ma'am. Are you Erica Messina? And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Sure, Your Honor.
Ms. Messina, in cause number 250745, you're charged, stand up straight, please. You're charged with the 3rd-degree felony offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle from April 6th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as Exhibit Number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Galmore?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 4-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine. The state agrees to dismiss 24 CCCR 2617, the misdemeanor, and this will run concurrently with 24 CCCR 2615, also a misdemeanor. And
That's all just sent the dismissal of the re-indictment.
okay, and what is 55A 101A2?
That's the discretionary expunction provision, so at the end of this, she has the ability to ask you for an expunction, but it will be up to the court.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and so do you understand the agreement? Also, do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Messina is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you, your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. On your way out of the courtroom today, you need to stop and talk to probation to start that process, and she's at that desk right there. All right, we'll see y'all back at sentencing.
Judge, I would just point out, Ms. Messina has no prior criminal history. I don't know if a waiver in that situation would be appropriate or not.
I don't in third degrees, no. All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Oh, that's not yours, that's mine. Thank you. Good morning, are you Christopher Davis?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
Mr. Davis, were you able to get someone hired?
I talked to 3 attorneys, actually talked to 4 of them, talked to Mr. Parker, was one of them. He never gave me a quote, but he said he was gonna check the case, see until, I talked to Wright. He quoted me on Wright, talked to Mr. Breeden Jackson, but he referred me to Mr. Paget.
Okay,
So I'm gonna hire one of them, the other 3 probably Wright and Mr. Parker.
okay. So thank you for doing what I asked you. Think if I give you one more reset, you'll be able to get one of them hired? Okay, I'm gonna reset it one more time. You need to get one of them hired. If it's not gonna work, talk to some others, bring me those names, and then we'll discuss your options. But it looks like this is probably 2 or 3 times, so it's time to get somebody hired if you can, please. Step in front of the clerk, she'll give you that reset notice. Yes, sir. Good morning. You're Brianna Clanan? And Ms. Clanan, were you able to get a lawyer hired?
Yeah, he's my, I hired Ryan, but he's not here.
Okay, you actually went and paid him and hired him? Okay, if you'll just wait here for a second, he'll usually come by or let us know. We'll send him a message, but just don't leave until we tell you to. Just have a seat here in the courtroom. Presley Viltz. Good morning, sir. You're Presley Viltz. And Mr. Viltz, this is your initial appearance. In cause number 242312, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle from August 1st of 2024. Since you've made bond in your case, have you had an opportunity to try to hire a lawyer?
No, ma'am. I tried to contact the one they gave me,
Right.
and he didn't.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, now that you've made bond, we give you an attorney for sure when you're in custody, but now that you've made bond, I expect you to at least try to hire a lawyer. So what I'm going to do is reset your case about 30 days or so to give you some time to try to hire someone. If you do get someone hired before that next court date, bring the reset notice that you get today to that lawyer and they'll tell you what to do. If you're unable to hire someone before the next court date, then I'm ordering you to visit with at least 3 lawyers. They all charge different amounts, they have different payment plans. Bring me back the names of the lawyers that you've talked to so I know you're trying, and then we'll discuss your options. If you don't do that, then when you come back, you run the risk of me raising your bond for not following that court order, and you would have to go back to jail. Do you understand? All right, if you'll step in front of the clerk right here, she'll give you your reset notice. Good morning, you're James Lofton?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like there's a motion to revoke probation in Mr. Lofton's case in cause number 1624485, and what is the announcement?
Your Honor, the announcement is the state just made us a plea offer is that I believe we're probably going to take that if we could reset it for a date certain to do that, as I need to wrap up a misdemeanor case. He needs to get his affairs in order, because I believe it's an offer of ISF.
Okay. When is the misdemeanor set?
Misdemeanor has just been reset.
Which they'll always move it up if you need to. If there's some issues like this, I don't want to put it off for too long.
No, I'd like to get it done in the next 45 days or something.
Oh, no, it'll be 30.
That's
We're
fine.
talking 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's fair with me.
What, when am I not? Do I have a day I'm not here coming up? No.
I've got a trial in Hardin County the week of the 18th of August.
All right, we're going to reset it to August 4th. That's 2 weeks for a plea on that motion. All
Okay.
right?
Thank you.
We'll see you back then. We'll see you back in 2 weeks, sir. And you have Alexander Thornton.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, you're Alexander Thornton?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Thornton is charged with fraudulent use or possession of credit or debit cards in cause number 240323, and what is the announcement?
Your Honor, the state just made us a plea offer in that case, is that we're working on getting it back time, is that we should be able to give the court an answer, and if we could just reset it for the same date that we're setting this other plea, we'll do one thing or another with it, either put it on trial.
Okay, you're good, all right, because I know you haven't been on this one very long,
No.
but you'll be good in 2 weeks?
Yes,
All right.
one way or another, we'll decide whether
Okay.
we're going to need to be on the trial docket or.
All right, we'll reset it a couple of weeks. Mr. Thornton, stay in touch with Mr. Barrington so you can visit about the case, and then we'll get an announcement at the next, we'll get an announcement at the next court date. You're free to go.
May I be excused?
Yes,
Your Honor?
sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Brian's going to Zoom in.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Kobe, so.
Okay.
It's not even 9 yet, but just be looking. for
Good.
her.
Yep, I'll hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and so the, it's just the most TDC thing, or they, I think I saw, Mr. Parker may be helping them with, you were, oh, that's not that one. There's another one. We've got some TDC people that are gonna plea of something in the back. I don't know who that.
I don't know about the attorneys, I just know I saw people.
Yes, sir.
I think I heard you say something about a PDCJ docket.
Yeah, on Trishad Tarrant. Yes, sir.
I'm here on that.
Okay, it's my understanding that's going to be a plea.
It is.
Okay, if, all the paperwork that you need to do are on tablets,
This is my first time here, so they're gonna take me.
we've got an attorney here that would be glad to help you. Mr. Parker's sitting right there, will help you all out with that.
Good.
All the plea papers are on the electronic on a tablet.
Okay.
And so Mr. Parker's one of the attorneys that's here a lot. He'll help you guys if y'all, want to get all that paperwork done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if y'all have any questions, let me know. And also you'll be required to do the discovery certification.
I brought that in.
Perfect, okay.
And
Thanks.
then I have a victim impact statement from the family. and
Will be
then
whenever
we'll just
y'all
be
are
on
ready.
Zoom. Okay.
Yes,
I'll just turn that in.
perfect. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, sir. You're Dustin Drake. God bless you. And this is 242420. Mr. Lane, what is the announcement?
Your Honor, the court has allowed me at least one announcement. Mr. Drake has been in treatment for many months. He's recently got out of treatment. I've tried to get in touch with him or for us to meet to go over discovery. However, I've sent a really good mitigation packet. It's not really our intention to go to trial to Mr. Nichols last week
Okay.
about his recovery and all. So I'm hoping that maybe if you allow me one more announcement, we can work it out.
All right, so this will be the last announcement. Get with Mr. Nichols. Mr. Drake, make sure you stay in touch with Mr. Lane. So once he visits with Mr. Nichols, you'll know what your options are, and we'll get an announcement. It'll either plea or it will be going to the trial docket at the next hearing, okay? You're free to go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Lane. Good morning. Are you Darren Carter?
Yes, sir.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He will, Your Honor.
Mr. Carter, in cause number 25 DCCR 0778, the state has elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of a Class A misdemeanor resisting arrest from April 2nd of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as Exhibit Number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Turner?
Yes, sir.
Do you fully understand them?
I do.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, sir.
And the agreement is for 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail, and it's my understanding, and they've asked me if I can hold sentencing while you also take care of a misdemeanor case between now and then. I want to make sure you understand some very important things if I do that. One is, if you don't show up to court, obviously you run the risk of me not accepting this plea agreement. It's off the table. We're back to a third-degree felony with priors. Also, if you are arrested for anything between now and when you come back for sentencing, I don't have to follow this agreement. You understand? And are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Carter's not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for about 3 weeks. That should give you time to get the other case taken care of. We'll come back and we'll have sentencing on that date. I don't need a pre-sentence report done. And again, just make sure you follow all those instructions between now and then.
The clerk suggested that you would give us that date.
She'll, 3 weeks is what?
August 11th, would that work?
Yeah, that's,
It's a Monday.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, all right, we'll see you then.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, sir.
Trying to get over that.
Been there, done that. Good morning, are you John Van Wright? And it looks like there is an MTRP as well as a new case in cause number 242485 and 15-23582. And what is the announcement?
Judge, I'm asking for 30 days only because there's a video that is not formatted correctly and I'm trying to watch it, and according to the state it's a pertinent video that I really need to see.
Okay, I'm going to reset it. Make sure you work on that early so that we're not figuring that out on the day of court.
I am, Judge.
Mr. Van Wright, if you'll stay in touch with Mr. Mitchell, once he gets all that worked out, the technology part, you can go in, watch that with him. That way you'll be better equipped to make an announcement at the next court date.
And if I have to, Judge, I'll get Mr. Smith to go watch it in his office if I need to.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, thank you. Mr. Lewis, you have Crystal Vogan. Good morning. Are you Alexis Bourgeois Cooper? And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
She will.
All right, Ms. Bourgeois Cooper, in cause number 241296, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of theft of property from April 8th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they've charged you with? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Lane? And do you fully understand them? And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a cap of 12 months in the state jail prison, which means you're leaving your punishment up to me. I can give you 12 months in the state jail prison. I can give you less. I can give you probation. It all depends on the information I get when we come back for sentencing. You have an absolute right to have a jury come in and determine 2 things. The first would be to decide if you're guilty or not. And then if they found you guilty, you could leave your punishment up to them. If we go forward this way, you're waiving that right and you're leaving it up to me. Do you understand? And as long as I don't give you more than 12 months in state jail prison, you're waiving any right to appeal. You understand that as well. Also, do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? State tenders number 1.
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Bourgeois Cooper is not competent?
No.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for a sentencing hearing. We'll get probation to do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you, your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. Anything that you think is important for me to know, get that information to Mr. Lane. He'll present it to me on your behalf when we come back. And as you're leaving the courtroom today, you need to stop and talk to probation, and she's sitting at that desk right there. All right, we'll see you back at sentencing.
Thank you.
Good morning, are you TJ Landry? And this is cause number 240165. Mr. Landry is charged with theft from a person. Ms. Holmes, what is the announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, we received offer from the state. I've gone over with Mr. Landry. He just has a financial obligation he needs to fulfill, and we should be ready by next court session.
All right. Okay, and will it be taken care of with a plea on that setting?
Yes.
So we'll go ahead and move it to a plea docket. Mr. Landry, make sure you stay in touch with Ms. Holmes, take care of everything you're supposed to, and we'll see you back at the next court date. Thank you. And you've got Edmone Latulis?
Yes.
Good morning, are you Edmone Latulis? And this is 242057. Ms. Latulis is charged with abandoning or endangering a child, and what is the announcement?
We've met a couple of times, me and Mr. Hoffpire. This involves the death of a child, and so we're still needing a little bit more time.
Sure.
There's also another, we've got a co-defendant, a driver of the vehicle.
Okay.
She was the passenger.
So we're, we're not
Sure.
sitting on this by any stretch.
Yeah.
We've been talking, it's just a unique one, and there's a lot of things.
So I'll do a normal rate reset so y'all can go through more discovery, see where you get. Ms. Latulis, make sure you stay in touch with Ms. Holmes, so that you know what's going on, and when she receives information from Mr. Hoffpower, y'all can go over that together, and we'll see where we get at the next court date. All right, you're free to go. And then you've got Zully Valicila. Good morning, you're Zuli Valicila? And Ms. Valicila is charged in 24 DCCR 1364 with burglary of a habitation. And what is the announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Nichols previously. There is some information that he would like for my client to provide to the state that we're working on.
Okay.
So we can get some time to get that to him.
All right, any issues that you see?
Judge, that's with respect to some additional.
So I'm going to do just a normal reset. Any information that you have, you need to make sure and get that to Ms. Holmes quickly so that she can get it to Mr. Nichols, and that way we can see where we are at that next court date with regard to an announcement, okay? All right, you're free to go. Thank you. And then, Mr. Lewis, you have Crystal Vogan. This, Mr. Hot Powers. Good morning. You're Crystal Vogan. And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
She does, Judge.
Ms. Vogan, in cause number 250026, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of theft of property from February 9th of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they've charged you with? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Lewis? Do you fully understand them? And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 4-year deferred adjudicated probation. There would be a $1,000 fine, and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Also, do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? I've got to ask everyone. State tenders number 1.
No objection, Judge.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Vogan is not competent?
No, Judge.
Is there restitution or no?
Your Honor, I believe that was covered, but I still think they need to do a PSI.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll just give me more information about you, your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. You need to stop and talk to probation on your way out of the courtroom today, and she's sitting at that desk right there. All right? We'll see you back at sentencing. Thank you. Good morning, sir. You're James Rucker?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is cause numbers 241348 and 241349. And what is the announcement?
Judge, first, this was the one where the government had to do an amended indictment. That was done. So my pending motion to quash, I believe the court can just simply ignore. We're now satisfied with the
That's what I
indictment.
wanted to find out. So you are satisfied with the way it is, then I will grant that second motion to amend the indictment, make that modification, and then the motion to quash will go away. All right, so where does that leave us then?
I think the state's in a position where we'll be making an offer pretty quickly, and hopefully we'll get this thing moved.
Okay, so I'll do one more reset. I'd like for this to be close to the last one. If y'all can get any offer, y'all talk about it. Make sure you stay in touch with Mr. Gallimore, and then we'll see where we get at that next court date.
Okay.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you.
I'll send you an email.
So I just need, I think that stuff was already printed. It might be on my desk. I had it out somewhere because I was reviewing it, but. So, Ms. Chason, you tested negative, which is great, but the whole issue with the drug patch and not having a drug patch that's testable, not going when you're supposed to, those are conditions of your bond. And if there's another issue with you not going when you're supposed to or not showing up with a testable patch, it will be a violation of your bond condition. Your bond will be raised and you're going to have to go back to jail. No one wants that to happen, especially if you're staying clean. That's the whole point. But I have to know that in order to be comfortable with that bond. Do you understand? Yes. All right, so we'll reset the case back on an announcement and then see where we go, okay?
I believe
Same.
it's supposed to be somewhere after maybe the co-defendant or somewhere.
Yes, Judge, and I will get with Ms. Holmes and make sure she's aware of that cause number, et cetera. We
Okay.
had to appoint the new attorney last time
Yes.
because we've had two conflicts.
Okay.
with Previous defense attorneys, so if
Yes.
you allow us just to catch up on discovery on that, hopefully we'll resolve this.
All right, and yeah, and if you'll just get with Ms. Holmes to make sure she knows, stay in touch with Mr. Burbank. He'll let you know when you need to be back. All right, you're free to go.
See you later. Maybe it's-
Yes, thank you, Mr. Burbank.